Hey you guys, I'm so excited to be back. Yay. I'm on my third cup of coffee. Not coffee, espresso. So if I'm like super extra, you know why. But so today's video, I have tried recording about 3 times and I just find myself rambling. So if I ramble, I am so sorry. I'm trying to get to the point, but clearly today I just don't want to get to the point. But if you haven't already seen from the title, wherever it is, today's video is about self-love and my experience coming to understanding self-love and what that means to me. And take from it what you will, what doesn't suit you, what doesn't work for you, throw away. So without further ado, on to the video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share with your friends, your family, anybody that you feel like would want to see this type of content. Definitely share this video for me. I would love you forever. I love you anyways, so it doesn't even matter. But when you don't love yourself and you're not happy and you're not in alignment and you're not in your truth and you're not in your flow, which are, in my opinion, all like one and the same, it sets the tone and the pace for what you're receiving. I notice where I work, I'm very upbeat like almost all the time, and that's just because I'm like either super exhausted or really like trying to focus on what it is that I'm doing, but I want people, you know, to have a good time as well. So my way of doing things is going to be completely different than anybody else. And so, you know, with the person that I was working with today, it was a great experience because it was a learning experience for me. Definitely doesn't mean that it wasn't hard because I'm also an emotional person. So I was feeling a lot of that energy and a lot of that negative, low vibrating energy. And it was affecting me, but I was choosing to disconnect myself from that person, whatever they were going through. So that could be another topic in and of itself. So I started noticing that consistently the people that were talking to me and meeting me at my energy level. And then the people that were talking to her almost, I wish you guys were there to see what it was that I'm talking to you about, because it was jarring. It was like going 0 to 100, but the other way around. And so this isn't to say or point fingers or laugh or anything. I'm not like being mean or anything. I'm just saying I noticed that. And like the old me would never have noticed that. I would have just thought, well, however this person is feeling, it's obviously something having to do with me. So I'm, you know, the bad person or whatever, right? I would make up my idea about what I thought that projection was about. And so, but that's how I would view things, because I genuinely thought that it was my fault and I need to fix it, you know, with the way I was gonna go about my day. You know, I still had however many hours to work, and I was going to work with this person. And so what I chose to do is to ground myself and to just take a deep breath, kind of like that. And I know it sounds corny, but that really does help to like center myself. And once I can sort of control the energy and how I'm choosing to experience whatever it is that I'm going through. Sometimes walking away has helped, but today I chose to do that, and I chose to literally tell myself, like I talk to myself a lot, because I feel like it's almost like I'm coaching myself. Like I come out of my body and just tell myself, okay, you could do this or this. What is it gonna be? What's his name? Neo from the Matrix, the blue pill or the red pill, you know, like. So I had a decision to make. So I decided to sort of separate myself and verbalize to myself. Literally, I said to myself, you know, something to the effect of like, I am taking my energy back and I'm giving back the energy that other people are deflecting onto me. Their energy is their own and my energy is mine. And that's telling the universe, that was me telling the universe, I will not stand for this. This is not okay. This is not what I'm accepting into my little bubble. And for the longest, there's like a piece of hair right here, you guys. It's killing me. I got it! How exciting. Because it was just like tickling me. But for the longest time, I always thought that I needed permission to, you know, be happy. And, you know, because you're going to come into contact with people who are miserable. Like they're just miserable. And it's not because, you know, they want to be. Sometimes it is. A lot of the times it's just that they don't know what they're going through and they don't know how to filter through, and they don't know to do what it is that I'm doing, whether it'll help them or not, or, you know, they could do other things. Like, you're going to come into contact with a lot of people, if you haven't already, that don't know how to like fix it, right? And I'm not saying that this is how you fix it, FYI. Like, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a girl who has been through some stuff, and I'm talking about it. Okay? So, okay, my saucy side came out. But anyways, so that's that. And, you know, I have to say, it wasn't like this, you know, soul awakening moment where I was like, oh, I feel better. Like, it wasn't like that. But the simple fact that I put this like steel border up, you know, kind of made it easier for me to focus on me and not focus on that person a little bit more. Even if it was 1% for me, that's a win, because again, I'm still learning. I don't know how to do it 100%, but any sort of shift in energy, to me is a win. So that's like the first scenario, because that's just what happened today. And the other scenario is, a lot of the times, you know, and I still do it, and again, I'm still guilty for it, but a lot of the times I realize this about myself. I am accepting of, you know, people putting me down, and it's not so much people putting me down, but the people that we need to be the closest to us in our time of need, and to be the people that we sort of look to for support and comfort and love, are oftentimes, from my experience, and this is not, again, anybody in particular, those are the people, obviously, yes, that we are looking, we need those people. But for me, it just seems like that person or persons, they're just not there for me, right? And that's okay. Honestly, that's okay. Like, it's fine, because I know who I am and I know where I'm going now. It was a lot harder back in the day because I didn't have any of this enlightenment and awareness, and you know, I have been through a lot, but this is a little bit different. Sorry, my throat's like dry. And these are just different experiences. They're like learning experiences, and now I'm more mentally aware as to what's going on, like what went wrong, and now what's going on and what my options are. And so in this particular second scenario, this person loves to, like, when they feel bad about something, they deflect it, and they deflect it in a way that really puts me down. And I don't necessarily think that it's a malicious act. I just think that as humans, we do this a lot of the times, and sometimes, most of the times, if you are a good person, it's not malicious. It's just like this, like a defense mechanism. And so, I don't know, the past couple days I've been super down. I'm like, I'm not gonna, you know, make a video. I've been depressed. Honestly, I have been depressed, and I didn't realize that depression can come in many different forms, shapes, sizes. It can disguise itself in many different ways. Like, from the way that I've experienced the depressions before, it was very much like, I just don't want to get out of bed. I still do, because I have a life and I have to do stuff and I have to make money, but it's consistently been that one way. And so now it's showing up in a little bit of a different way. And every day seems to be slightly different, but it's just more so like this deep sadness, you know, when it comes. And a lot of the times it isn't even because of anything in particular, but I'm noticing it's because of that specific scenario, that specific thing that has been going on. And it's just such a precarious situation that, again, I'm once again confronted with, okay, well, what are you going to do? What are some, even if you can't do anything, what are some inspired actions that you can take, you know, to either stop the person from doing it, or if you can't stop the person from doing it because you can't, like, leave the situation, then what can you do for yourself, again, to show yourself self-love and self-care, and that you need to, you know, level up your own energy. You know, what is it that you can do? And then that's when, you know, I can go for a walk. I can go, and you know, they're like stupid things, I feel. Is that like a bad word to say? Like, stupid things in the sense that, like, yes, it's so basic, but do you do it? Like, do you do it, Bridget? You know, like, no. And so I can sit here and say, like, oh, well, duh, you can do that. But, like, actually doing it is the key. And so for me, like, I realized that, again, I was accepting that coming to me, accepting it. And although you cannot control what the person actually says to you, I just can't control it. That person's gonna say what they're gonna say. Nobody is gonna change for anybody unless they want to. And a lot of the times people don't want to change for other people. From my experience, I should say that, because again, I don't know. I don't live 1,000 billion other lives. I only live my life from my experience. So I feel like I have to keep saying that. I'm like, disclaimer, disclaimer. But anyways, like, so from there, it's like, well, what can you do to not allow that to come into your space and to not accept that? And so for me, that's been the hardest part, because, you know, if it's somebody that you don't know, it's easy. You can just cut ties. But when it's somebody that you love, care for, have experienced a lot with, and that sort of thing, it just makes it harder. And it could be anybody. It could be your mother, like people who are blood related. It could be, you know, a significant other. Like when you have a little bit of a closer tie with somebody, you guys would know, of course it makes it harder, because you're just like, it just, the emotion aspect, the emotional aspect is too strong. And so what I have found that has helped me is journaling when need be. You know, do what you feel needs to be done to make yourself feel better. And although I feel like it was a little bit of a vague video, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Like, I have learned so much from this experience, whereas before I felt like I was repeating these sort of mistakes, and they're mistakes if you don't learn from them, because once you center yourself, you will start to notice that everything else will start molding and shaping the way you are telling the universe that it needs to be, because of what you're willing to accept and what you're willing not to accept. So guys, that's like all I got for you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to me. This is just like event sesh, but also like I'm really genuinely hoping you're liking these videos, and I've gotten some really good feedback from you guys already, and I can't wait for more of this type of content. Let me know what you struggle with in terms of self-care, and let's chat. Love you guys so much love and light, and have a good day, you guys. Bye.